The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
Hey y'all, this is Just a Touch of J, and I'm coming at you, getting ready to put it all out there in pieces, baby. What's cracking with my babies, huh? Y'all out there shining on them, Cause they hate it, baby. What y'all out there doing? I know y'all out there being so thorough and so wise. Oh my gosh. Why do I tell y'all that I always know that y'all out there being thorough and wise? First of all, yes, because God made you that way. Yeah, that's why y'all out there being so thorough and so wise. Okay, that's number one. So shout out to you, God, yes, for making all of us thorough and wise. And then y'all already know too, the second reason why y'all out here being thorough and wise, okay? And that is because y'all are out here listening to me. And you got to be thorough, baby. Yes, you got to be thorough if you are out here listening to me. Because I'm thorough. Yeah, baby, this is Just a Touch of J, and I'm about to put this out there in pieces for you. You know? Hey, what's going on? Today is such an amazing day. But, you know, I do have to go ahead and acknowledge the haters. Because I tell y'all, haters acknowledgement backwards, okay? All right, so I got to give a shout out to my haters. And what do I say to these haters, y'all? Hi, haters, because y'all need this work too. So look, let me skate on over to the left, and tell y'all thank you. Y'all got my podcast popping, okay? Now look, mama, she been down a little bit, okay? Because y'all know I had some stuff going on with my health, and I'm feeling so much better, okay? And that's why I got to tell y'all all this goodness. But let me give you a shout out, right? So first of all, shout out to y'all on Spotify, okay? Ooh, I just got the chills. Now, look, y'all got me up on Spotify, like, y'all, like, in the 90K, okay? That's all I'm gonna say, y'all. Y'all out there, y'all doing y'all thing. Y'all so thorough and so wise. Thank you. I love my babies. Oh, my gosh. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your love and support and everything, okay? I'm trying to wait till we get up to the 10K. No, 100. What is it? 100 was 90. Then it's 100K. I'm trying to wait till we get up there. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start, putting some stuff out there, pieces for y'all. But thank you so much. Now, look. Also, y'all got my podcast really rocking in the UK. Out in England, oh my gosh, all of my England supporters, all of my supporters in the UK, thank you so much. Like, y'all are kind of like paired up with the US. I'm like, y'all got me over there rocking. I got the chills again. Oh my gosh, yes, y'all are just so thorough. Thank you so much. And thank y'all, okay, out in Canada. Yeah, y'all out there, y'all doing y'all little 1, 2, 2 now. Canada, y'all out there supporting me. When I found out, y'all, I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, okay, I'm popping where Drake is popping. Shout out to you, Drake, if you listen to the book, because y'all never know who listening to you. And this is Just a Touch of J, baby. I gotta put it out to your pieces for them, okay? And one more other one I'm gonna give a shout out to. Who was it? Oh, Texas. Yeah, out there, like where my Keon Henderson is at. Y'all better go ahead. That's my pastor. I love Keon. Keon is just so dope. We got a mutual friend, and like Keon, man, if I didn't listen to Keon Henderson, y'all, my life would never have changed. So this is what we're talking about right now. How my life just changed. Yeah. So listen, this is Just a Touch of J, baby. And Mama gonna try to put this out there piece for you the best way that she can, okay? So listen, we're approaching the end of the year. My birthday's coming up. My birthday's Saturday. I'm going to be 43 years old, okay? So, I had an amazing year, okay? I really did. But, sometimes, you got this going on, you got that going on, and it just could be a lot, right? So, at the end of the year is approaching, and I'm like, I start seeing that all this stuff that God was doing in my life, now it's all, like, making sense. Y'all ever have a whole lot of stuff just go on through the year? Like your career changes, all these different things that start changing and rearranging. You trying to figure out, wait a minute, what's going on? Something's coming, and all I kept saying, something is coming, something ain't right. People was walking out of my life, and people was coming into my life, and people was just changing roles and all type of stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, God's like, no, remove this and don't do that and do this. And what I started to do, y'all, listen, this is the kicker. Y'all got to get this, okay? I know I'm all hype and I'm just so happy, but I'm really happy, okay? Like, I'm happy. So I got to go ahead. I'm trying to put this out there in pieces best way I can. So what I started to do was, once I started just seeing all this stuff going on, I said, hold on, let me put this on my vision boards because it was just so much. Okay, so I started, making notes of it and seeing what matched up and, just trying to pay attention to this direction that I'm getting shifted in. Okay, so I'm paying attention to everything that's going on. And what I say to myself, I said, hold on, So I said yes, to myself, what's going on? I need to start getting deep prayer and something about this because something, God is doing something. So what God started to reveal to me is that I just needed to be obedient and do what he's telling me to do. Now, look, everybody always say, you got to trust God, this and that. Listen, y'all, I'm trying to tell you, this is just a touch of J, baby. Look, I'm trying to put this out there in pieces for you. So I said, you know what? Look, let me go ahead, all right, and just try. Let me just see what happens if I just really just fall back and only do what I feel like God is telling me to do. Listen here. Okay, I started to go ahead and do that. So I said, okay, let me do this. Let me move this way. God said, go ahead, move this way. I step on over here. He tell me, turn around right here, do this like this. Bam, he said, no, don't do that like that. Do it like this, So I said, okay. And I started to see that, like, my life was changing, but everything was, like, going the way that it was supposed to go. I'm like, wait a minute, that worked? Okay, I got to keep on being loyal. Shout out to you guys. You the real MVP. I said, oh, wait a minute, hold on. You blessed me with that? Wait a minute, what's going on? This thing kind of working. Then I said, wait a minute, hold on, let me skate on over here like he told me to. And I said, wait a minute, that worked too? Now, fast forward, here I am, right? Y'all know I done lost 60 pounds if I had lived my best life, doing what it is that I do, right? My career, popping. Podcasting, everything popping, right? Just everything is going the way it's supposed to go. New crib, just peace. And then, man, he blesses me with the goodness. And no, I can't put it out there pieces for y'all. I can't get y'all that yet, okay? But he just blessed me with the goodness. And then I just started to think, like, wow, it only happened because I listened. So that's what this podcast is about. All right. I told y'all in the last one when I did a little prayer for y'all and I said, look, I'm just out here just trying to do what God's telling me to do. I had no idea at that time what was going to be manifested. I think that was like maybe 10, 11 days later. I don't know. I think I did that. Yeah, somewhere around there. Not that many days ago. Like I think November the 11th, I put that out there. I had no idea that my life would be the way that it is right now. Then, okay, like in that short period of time, it's like he just said, all right, here you go. Okay, so listen, okay, look, this is 2019. We don't got that many weeks left for 2020. All right, it's about to be a new year. And I'm not telling y'all, I don't want you to do this in the new year. I want you to do it now. Please just try to trust God. Just do what he tell you to do. I'm telling you, your life is going to be thorough, okay? And I'm talking about thorough. Like, my life is just so amazing, y'all. Like, you don't even know, like, oh my gosh. Like, I told y'all before, I got a peace, I got a joy about me. Like, no, okay? That don't got nothing to do with anything that I got going on right now. Look, that was the beginning of last year, okay? This is the end of this year. I can't even explain to you how I feel. And it's not even like a feeling, y'all. It's like factual. Like, I actually see, like, I did what God told me to do. And like, I see how he just changed everything. Like, he was working on my life last year around this time. Like, he started it then. And then he just molded it and shifted it and moved it. It just created this thing. Created me a clean heart, number one. Got me go ahead and trust him, and all of this. And I'm like, wow. Look, y'all don't have to be perfect. This is what I want to tell you. It ain't about being perfect. Okay, it's just about trying. Just try to do what you feel like you're being led to do. You understand what I'm saying? Just go on that path. If something's telling you, like your intuition tell you, no, don't do that. If it don't feel right and you like, go with what you know on the inside, what your heart is telling you. This is just a touch of J, baby. I'm trying to put this out there in pieces for you. When I tell you my life is thorough and amazing, my life is thorough, okay, and amazing. And I can't say nothing, but I owe that one right there to God, man. Shout out to you, God. You is so the real MVP. Okay? The real MVP. And this is just a touch of J, baby. I just had to put that out there in pieces for y'all. Look, ain't even too much I can say. It's nothing that I can say. Like, you should be able to hear it in my voice. You should be able to know, like, yo, I don't know what she got going on, but I need to get some of that. And I'm telling you, all you got to do is just try and just try to go ahead and just do what you're being led to do. Okay, and look, this is the kicker. This is something that I really learned. Excuse me, y'all. I ain't had my tea yet this morning, but this is something that I've really learned. Okay, this is the kicker. Y'all got to get this. Don't turn around to the past. Okay, like a couple times, like through this year, I was kind of like, because it was on me. You know what I'm saying? It was on me. Like, hold on, where you going at? It was like God was moving me forward, and things from my past were like, wait a minute, no. Like it was grabbing on to me. Like, no, don't go that way. Okay, look, this just a touch J. I'm just trying to put it out there in pieces for you, best way I know how. But that's what it was kind of like, and I would turn around here and there, and when I did that, I kind of got, a little pulled back, because I'm turning around to something, and I told y'all, you can't do that, because then all the pieces come out of the puzzle, they get all jacked up, and you got to put them back together again. You got to start, okay? And you don't want to do that, because what you're doing when you do that is, it's like being reincarnated. Look up the definition. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead on over here real quick and give you the definition of reincarnated, just so you go ahead, you can get this goodness, this work. Hold on, let me go ahead and pull this up, because y'all know this is just a touch of J, baby. I got to always put it out there in pieces for my babies. Give me a second. Okay, reincarnation. Okay. A new version of something from the past. Okay? That's what it means. Okay? That's one of the definitions. Excuse me, y'all. Oh, I need to get my tea. A new version of something from the past. So, sometimes these things, they try to pull you back a little bit, right? And then you turn around, and then you know what happens? A new version of something from your past. You got to kind of create a new version of you. Okay? Because something from the past is coming up. And it's like, you gotta keep doing it. You keep doing it. You don't want to keep doing all that. You don't got no time for that. No, you gotta keep going straight. So that's one thing that I did learn. So don't do that. Okay, just keep looking forward. That's it. Okay, it's going to get enticing sometimes. Sometimes you're going to be like, wait, I don't know, because you don't know if you're making the best decision. But if you just keep on going forward, I promise you, y'all, please listen to me when I tell you this. Yo, your life is going to be thorough, because my life is truly amazing. Like, I got a peace, I got a joy. Like, I'm just trying to tell you, like, look, y'all going to see. Y'all going to really, really see, man. Watch. This is just a touch of J, baby. And all I'm trying to do, y'all going to see this work. I'm going to put this out there in pieces for you. All right? So I love my babies. Woo. Let's get on over to the left, to the left, to the right, to the right. Go ahead, get ready, get this workout on. Mama's feeling better. Shout out to the Just a Touch of J song. Putting it out there in pieces. So I ain't going to sing none of that this morning, because Mama voice is a little jacked up. But look, I'm just summing it all up for you, all right? Let me sip on some of this tea, y'all. Sip on some of this tea, hold on. Wait till y'all try that tea. This is just a touch of J, baby. I always got to just take my time and just put it out there in pieces for you, because it comes better when you do it like that, Like, look, and let me tell you something, too. I know some of y'all out there, because, I got little haters. I got some haters sometimes. People, they be like, wait, she always say, she got this coming, she got that coming, right? Let me tell you, right? Let me tell you a prophetic word. Okay? Let me put this out there for you, all right? This is what that means. When, for all my believers, or people who've heard the story, whatever. It's a story in the Bible, right? Where God told Noah, go out there and build this boat. This boat, Joe, big old yacht, he like, what? You want me to do that? Y'all know, because look, Noah got drunk where he was drunk and took his clothes off. Y'all know what happens when you get drunk, you take your clothes off. This is just a touchdown. I don't got to put it out there in pieces for you, okay? He was one of them people. He wasn't nothing, he wasn't nobody like all thorough like that. He was just regular, but God saw he was thorough. You understand what I'm saying? So God see me as thorough. Okay, a lot of people might see me as just regular, but he see me as thorough, like he saw Noah as thorough, right? And what he tell Noah? He said, Noah, go ahead out there, go ahead and build that boat for him. Tell him it's raining. No, like, wait a minute, hold on, what's rain? Hell no rain. Then he like, look, and take this and put it on there. Take that and put it on and tell him what I told you. And that's what I tell y'all. Look, I'm putting it out there in pieces for you, baby. It's coming. Just like Noah kept saying, it's coming. You had your believers and your disbelievers, right? And then what happened was, they didn't listen, right? Come on, y'all know the story. And when they didn't listen, God had to close that thing off. He closed that boat up, and it wasn't good for people who didn't believe. Okay? It wasn't good. They didn't trust that, God really had told them that thing. And sometimes, it could look ridiculous. Come on now, build this. You want us to get on this whole boat thing? Look, a guy do what I told you to do, and he did what he told him to do. All right? Now, look, can you imagine? I'm going to paint this picture. It's raining, and all this stuff starts going down, right? And they on the thing like this. Noah, no way, we believe you. Noah, I know you tried to tell us it was coming, but we didn't know. Because they didn't believe. They didn't trust God, right? They wanted to do what that is that they wanted to do, but he was blessed by doing what it is that he was supposed to do. And he was out there trying to put it out there in peace for him, but they weren't out there, they weren't trying to hear it. So when I tell y'all it's coming, okay, please believe me that it's coming. All right, this is just a touch of J, baby. I just got to put it out there in pieces for you, okay? That's it. All right, so look, I hope y'all got that whole thing right there. I love my babies. Thank you for your love and support. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this, because I told you I got stuff I got to do. Okay, keep me in prayer, because I'm still healing. I feel much better, but I still got a couple things I got going on, a little pain here and there. But thank you for praying with me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for loving me. Oh my gosh. Also, y'all know the holidays is coming, right? Yeah. Make sure y'all checking out the Just a Touch of J apps. You can get them seafood, specials and things like that. And you can also get that sweet potato collard green recipe and some other stuff, yeah. And it's Just a Touch of J for the last time, baby. I'm just here to put this out there in pieces for you, okay? So look, how I'm going to end this today, right? I think I'm going to end this today with saying, who is this? Come on, y'all. What is this? What is this? What is this? This is Just a Touch of J, baby. I just had to put that out there in pieces for you, okay? Yeah, all right. I hope y'all got that. I love y'all. Keep shining on them, because they hate it, baby, all right? Make sure y'all keep living your best life now, okay? You got to keep on living the best life, okay? Make sure y'all out there doing what it is that y'all do. Like with the two-step, like when you're in the skating ring, you slide around, like doing what it is that I do. Like that, yeah. Make sure y'all out there doing that, okay? And don't let nobody tell you ain't thorough and you ain't wise. Please. Don't you let nobody make it seem like you all out here jacked up. None of that. We ain't doing that. Y'all are thorough and y'all are wise, okay? Make sure y'all get that, because that's the way that God made you. All right? And don't let nobody tell you nothing different. All right? So until next time, again, I love my babies. I'm going to holler at y'all. Bye-bye.